Hey guys, Joyful Gamer here, and today I'm giving you part 2 of what if Izuku had the abilities of Sonic the Hedgehog. So if you guys remember of the part 1, pretty much I gave the situation, a made-up situation where Sonic and the others were trapped, which Sonic was not infected, luckily, and pretty much everything goes the same as canon, well, everything goes the same way that I told you in part 1. If you guys are new to this channel or whatever, you can go to the other what ifs and check there. So pretty much, Sonic and Izuku became good friends, and later on, pretty much Izuku and Inko pretty much found out the truth of Sonic and the others, that they were pretty much trapped in a situation that they needed to escape from, and then they were luckily able to because of one of the rings, but they weren't able to. It's a one-time use only, which they're not able to go back to their world anymore because they only had one. So pretty much, and also they figured out a way that Izuku would be actually pretty much Tails made an invention that can actually transfer some of Sonic's energy, well, speed to Izuku. And also like there's this thing that I made. It's kind of like this Flash thing that like the more he uses his speed, the more faster he gets, and it becomes his own. You know what I mean? And also, there's not gonna be too much changes for Izuku unless pretty much the hair changes, the hair color changes, which is blue. And also, Sonic and his friends actually taught Izuku some things. Like Tails, for example, is actually just teaching him about mechanics, how to work an invention, how to create something. Uh, Amy is like teaching him how to use like weapons, pretty much. Knuckles is helping him with the strength, like pretty much push-ups, like and strengthening his body, pretty much. Sonic is helping, giving him some tips for like how to control his speed, pretty much how to like not vomit while you're running, which is a very good hint. Well, tip, sorry, and also like giving him like showing him some moves, pretty much, like the spin dash, the spin attack, the pretty much the speed, the boost, and pretty much. But there's also some things that some of the things that I got from Flash that are going to be in Izuku's attack, but it's going to be way later on, okay? So pretty much that's what we covered up from part 1. And where we last left off for part 2, I'll quit my yapping and continue. So where we last left off was when Izuku, if I remember correctly, wait. Yes, now that I remember, pretty much where we last left off was pretty much when Izuku was where I was explaining that some kids actually wanted to fight Izuku because of his quote-unquote quirk, which everyone doesn't know, but he's keeping it a secret. So pretty much, he just made up a name for it, and it's called like Sonic Speed, if you get it. So pretty much, people take the fake name of the quirk, which is like to hide it, of what it actually is, which is like Izuku gains speed from someone else's power, but he's gonna make it his own, which Izuku is happy about. That he has power, a power, but he's not cocky or anything. But he does develop. But sometimes when he like gets into the fight, he begins acting a bit of Sonic. Like, he tries to annoy the person. He tries to play around with them and stuff like that. He doesn't take things seriously. He kind of has a bit of that personality, but not too much. Like being super cocky, like Bakugo, or like he's not like that. He just does. It's almost like Spider-Man. You can think of it. Like he's like saying the word. He's just like distracting the person for what he says, and then like throwing punches. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Spider-Man. He has a Spider-Man mouth in a way, but he also acts like Sonic. But I digress. So pretty much we go to where the day happens for Izuku. Izuku is pretty much kind of got some characteristics from the others, like Sonic, Knuckles, Amy, and Tails. Pretty much got some of their habits. Mostly for Sonic, when it's the morning, he actually sleeps late. And which pretty much Tails created a bit of an alarm clock for Izuku, which wakes him up like a few hours before school, and pretty much we wake up to a loud noise, and also his room is soundproof, just to let you know, because since Tails and the others are living with them, he pretty much renovated the house, which is really high tech, but it looks like a regular house in the inside, both inside and outside. But it's extremely high tech. That's how good Tails is. And pretty much, Izuku hears the alarm clock, and he pretty much jumps out of because he got scared. He's like, yeah. He jumps off his bed. Like I said before, he got scared from it. And then Izuku wakes up saying, God damn it. Ow. And he stands up and pretty much turns off the alarm clock. And it's pretty early in the morning. Pretty early, like let's say about 6, like an hour before school, let's say. Let's just say it's an hour before school. I'm not going to be specific on it. And Izuku saying, damn it, Tails. Always waking me up early. And pretty much Izuku just put on his shoes, the Sonic shoes is what Tails call them, because it's able to pretty much able to like not get like burned or anything, kind of like like how, yeah, you already know what I'm talking about. So pretty much Izuku just runs faster, uses his speed to go to the kitchen and pretty much cooks, which helps him cooking. And also they save a bit of money, so yeah. And also, pretty much Izuku just does dinner and pretty much just cleans the house since he has a lot in his hand. And he doesn't want to. And also, since Izuku is able to do this really easily and really quickly, Inko actually has a job. I don't know what her job is, but you guys can put it in the comments. It's mostly related to, let's just say she's a teacher. Why not? I was going to say you guys can put it in the comments, but she's a teacher, why not? Let's just say that. And Izuku, well, she's a teacher for kindergarten, why not? Being more specific. So pretty much Izuku just does dinner, everything, and pretty much Inko wakes up a few minutes later after Izuku. Which Inko says, "Good morning, Izuku," and she yawns. With Izuku saying, "Good morning, Mom. How did you sleep well?" With pretty much, actually, you know what? Why not? I would just say, you know what? Scratch that. Inko is not a teacher, but what do you guys think of the job that should be for Inko? Should she actually still be a teacher or not? Please tell me in the comments, please. So pretty much, and also has to be appropriate. Yes, I said it. Okay. So pretty much, Izuku just says, "Morning, Mom. How's it been? How are you? Did you sleep well?" With Inko saying, "Yeah, I did. I just have a headache." With Izuku says, "I told you you didn't have to work hard. You didn't have to work so much." With Inko saying, "Well, I have to provide for the family, no?" With Izuku says, "Yeah, you do, but don't worry. When I become a hero, you don't have to do any of that stuff. It's fine." With Inko saying, "Thanks, but I still need to go to work." With Izuku instantly finished with all the food and giving Inko her lunch and everything, and her coffee, of course. With Izuku pressing a bit of a button and then comes down a microphone saying, "Food's ready, get up here." And pretty much we go to the perspective of the others. Pretty much it's like the same thing as the little cabin, and of course you go under it. Pretty much the little hideout for the other four, where they each have their separate rooms. One for Amy, one for Tails, one for Knuckles, and of course for Sonic. Which they all hear the microphone, and Sonic just says, "Finally, I hope we have some chili dogs." And after Sonic says that, Izuku says, "And Sonic, we're not gonna have chili dogs." With Sonic saying, "Aw, come on." Pretty much the others are laughing. They go upstairs and pretty much go to eat breakfast. Pretty much Izuku made omelets for all of them, and also for Inko and himself. With Izuku eats and pretty much eats. Pretty much is eating, and Sonic just thinks that maybe he should go on a run to stretch his legs because he feels like he's cramped inside for a long time. With pretty much Izuku says, "Yeah, you should. Why don't we go on a bit of a run?" With Tails saying, "Oh no." With Izuku saying, "Don't worry, Tails. I'll keep my eye on him." With Sonic saying, "What? Why would you need to?" With Izuku saying, "Last time when you went super speed, you literally let fire and you almost led them to the house. With Izuku just whistling, not saying anything. With pretty much Tails saying, before you go, I need to get something quickly first. With pretty much them waiting, and then a few seconds later, Tails comes back with bracelets, which is, I believe they're called power rings. With Sonic saying, power rings? What are those for? With Tails saying, well, they look like power rings, but they're not. They're actually communicators. Kind of like, it's almost, you can say kind of like a bracelet, pretty much. Just made it look like it's more like our style, you know? With Sonic saying, yeah, that's fine. Pretty much like a watch, but it looks like a power ring. So pretty much it pretty much has GPS, walkie-talkie. You can contact others. They're like phones, pretty much. You can think of it like pretty much maps, everything you can think of. And pretty much, Izuku gets one also, Izuku says, "Oh, thanks, Tails. What got you thinking of this?" With Tails saying, "Oh, I actually thought of it like about like a week ago, but I didn't think it was a good idea. Maybe because it would draw attention because of the style, you know. But and also and Izuku looked at Sonic saying, Sonic, you know what you have to change." With Sonic saying, really? I have to wear pants again?" With Izuku saying, you know, if you go outside, you have to wear pants. With Sonic saying, fine. Pretty much goes quickly and just comes back with pretty much a sweater, a hoodie with a hoodie and some sweatpants. It's pretty simple. With Izuku pretty much getting ready for school, pretty much has like his PE uniform on, let's say, and pretty much just goes out the door with Sonic, and he says, "Ready, Sonic?" With Sonic says, "Let's do it to it." And of course, then they run. Pretty much Izuku, and also something happens. There's like a little beep, and Izuku sees it on the bracelet, and he sees Tails. And Sonic hears Tails saying, "Oh, Tails, what's up?" With Tails saying, "Oh, it's just a little test run. I wanted to see if the phones were working. Sorry, not my invention, to see if it was working." With Izuku saying, "It's like your inventions always work, man. Don't worry." With pretty much Tails says, "Oh, by the way, it can also measure how fast you're going, by the way." With Izuku saying, "What? Really? Is that like a new feature you just added?" With Tails saying, "No, it was there the whole time. It's so you guys can limit yourself, but also know when to go like all out, you know?" With Izuku and Sonic saying, "Yeah, it's understandable." So pretty much, Sonic and Tails are already on the other side of Japan. With Tails saying, "Are you guys already on the other side of Japan or something?" With Izuku saying, actually, wait, let me check." Pretty much, he looks around the bracelet. Pretty much, Sonic looks around the bracelet, and then Izuku asks, "Tails, how do you?" With Tails saying, just hold on to the little circle icon." With pretty much a circle icon appearing, or just no, sorry, not the circle icon. You actually have to like, I was thinking of maybe like just move your arm like left to right, or like twisting your arm left to right. It's kind of like that. With Tail saying you have to twist your arm left 2 times. With Izuku doing that, and then a map appears, and then he sees, oh, we are on the other side of Japan. With Sonic saying, really, that quickly? It's like we can go to the U.S. already. With Izuku saying, I would love to go to the U.S., but now's not the time. With pretty much Tail saying, yeah, and also then Tail saying, there's also going to be a automatic time. It's going to be showing you the time, and then Izuku looks at the time saying, crap, I'm late. With Sonic saying, already? But we just started. With Izuku just about to run saying, sorry, I need to go. And you know that today is going to be almost the last day. With Sonic saying, fine, I understand. With Izuku saying, thanks. See you tomorrow then? We'll race it tomorrow? With Sonic saying, well, fine. We're going to have to go around the world then, huh? With Izuku saying, you got it. And pretty much instantly, Izuku goes on a running stance, and then you go to Izuku's eyes, and you see like little green lightning now. And sorry, I need to go right now. I'll be a bit quick. Yes, now I remember. So pretty much, and also yes, I am back. So pretty much, it's not green lightning. Sorry, it's blue little lightning that's flickering in his eyes. You know, like when you see the flashes, like lightning flicker when he's gonna use his power. That's Izuku right now when he's going full speed because he's gonna be a bit late, a few minutes late because he wasn't paying attention to time. So pretty much Izuku runs quickly, and then the same thing as Canon. He sees the fight of pretty much the same fight as Canon from the anime, and from like Izuku, and also from like Tail. He actually put a pill like he got one of Tails' characteristics, and it's still the same Izuku, like gaining information about how to use their quirks, yada yada yada. You get the gist. And pretty much Izuku, same thing. His canon, same fight, his canon. So pretty much that. And then he pays attention in the time again from like the little bracelet, power ring bracelet replica, and it shows that he's actually has 2 minutes left before school starts. And then Izuku says, "Crap, I'm gonna be late," and pretty much just thinks and says, "Saying, but someone with super speed, you're gonna be late. You're gonna be late." And pretty much he goes full speed, well, almost full speed, not full speed like to like leave fire underground. And pretty much he goes really fast to school. And also there's this little device that Tails did for Izuku, and it's for like generating like the amount of speed, like not just like pretty much where you're going to see, because you know like how fast you can be. It's like you can't see things because it's all blurry. So pretty much Tails did this invention for Izuku to pretty much be able to see like where he's going, what's happening, pretty much like that. And it's like those little goggles are like also kind of like shields to not like let bugs in, and also pretty much it's like helping him. So pretty much Izuku pretty much has those with him at all times. Also, I forgot to explain that in the part 1. So pretty much he uses his speed and barely makes it to class, and he goes on his seat with everyone else watching and saying, with one student saying, "You're cutting it close, Midoriya," or Deku, whichever you want to call him, or whichever suits you guys. So pretty much one of the other kids saying, "How are you gonna be able to cut it close every time? How are you gonna be almost late to every class even though you have super speed?" With Izuku just laughing nervously saying, "I just overslept, that's it." With pretty much school starting, and the same thing as canon happens. Pretty much same thing with Bakugo, with pretty much him bullying Izuku, taking one of his notebooks again, and still having that shitty attitude that he has in canon, because I hate Bakugo. So pretty much, I digress. So okay, so where was I? Sorry, I just forgot. Yes, pretty much Bakugo bullying Izuku. So pretty much he does the same thing as Canon, pretty much the same thing, bullying Izuku, but this Izuku is pretty much really fast on what Bakugo is trying to do. And before he can do the same thing as Canon as to blow up the book, Izuku was fast enough and just took the book out of Bakugo's hands, with Bakugo just exploding nothing. And Bakugo opens his hands and sees that there's nothing in his hands. And then Izuku just whistles, saying, "Are you looking for this?" Pretty much just waving around the notebook, with Bakugo being pissing. "How did you?" With Izuku saying, "Remember, I have a speed quirk." So with Bakugo saying, "Damn it!" And pretty much Izuku just says, "Well, have a great day." With Bakugo running up to him and saying, "Deku, don't you dare!" And instantly, Izuku just puts on the go saying, "Sayonara." Pretty much just running. But then, for some reason, he just decides to slow down and just walk the same way as Canon. With Izuku just saying, "Damn, Bakugo. He's calling Bakugo now because, of course, Bakugo is a bully and he just stopped calling him Kachan and stuff. But Bakugo's saying, Bakugo's such a jerk. Ugh. How is he gonna be a hero if he just has that really shitty attitude? God. But he just decides saying, and he looks at the bracelet that Tails gave him, and he says, well, and he puts it up in the like like he puts his arm up in the air and he like turns around and looks at it, saying, huh, I'm really impressed this time, Tails. You're able to do something this cool. Huh. I wish I was as smart as you. And pretty much, he was distracted a bit, and then he heard some noise, and there was like this battle sense happening to like keep your guard up. It's mostly because Knuckles and Amy pretty much prepared him to look at every direction, and also Sonic for like help him get his senses better. Like if there's danger happening, he like his senses you know what I mean. So pretty much that happens to Izuku, and then he puts his guard up. He looks around as quickly as he can, and then he sees a big blob of sludge. And then the sludge villain sees Izuku, and pretty much before he does, says, "Damn it, I didn't know what that freak was in town." With pretty much Izuku just confused and thinking, who is he calling a freak? With pretty much sludge villain looks and sees Izuku. And with the sludge villain saying, he's just thinking, saying, "Good, there's someone here." And then just says the same thing as Ken, saying, "Kid, give me your body." With Izuku just looking at him and saying, "Ew, you perv." With the guy, with pretty much the sludge villain saying, "What?" Pretty much got annoyed and angry and weirded out. And sludge villain still attacking him anyway because he needs to hide. With him attacking Izuku easily dodges it because of his speed. And pretty much he just keeps dodging it, kind of running, like jumping from the walls and stuff. You name it. And pretty much, sorry, I forgot. Yes, he does this for a while, able to, pretty much Izuku thinking that if he can just distract him long enough, the hero that he was running away from can get here. With pretty much, the sludge villain getting annoyed each time saying, "Stop moving, you brat! Come on! Damn it!" And he just thinks saying, "How is this brat so quick? Damn it! I need to hurry up or he is gonna be..." Instantly, before he finishes the sentence, you hear something jumping out of the sewers with him saying, "I am here," which is, of course, All Might. With pretty much Sludge villain seeing this, he says, "Damn it, I need to get out of..." And before he does that, of course, Izuku gets in the way with pretty much just running sideways, side-to-side lunges, almost like that, almost like Saitama. Just imagine Saitama, but not as fast. I think Saitama is faster than Sonic. Who knows? I really don't know. Just tell me in the comments if Sonic is faster than Saitama or Saitama is faster than Sonic. So pretty much he does side-to-side lunges, which the sludge villain is kind of confused, and he tries to attack Izuku, but it's like all his attacks are going through Izuku's after images, which All Might sees this, but he still attacks the sludge villain, but he yells out for the kid Izuku to get out of the way, which Izuku, of course, quickly gets out of the way when All Might throws his punch. Same thing as canon for the sludge villain being thrown pretty much destroyed and also like exploding everywhere, which All Might gets annoyed. He just says, "I guess this is gonna take a while." With Izuku saying, "Don't worry, is it okay if you can give me a signature before anything else?" And pretty much All Might just says, "Sure, kid." Pretty much All Might just does the signature and just gives it to Izuku. With Izuku just having a bottle with green stuff on, something green in the plastic bottle. With All Might just says, "Where did you?" And then he looks to his left where the sludge villain was, pretty much, and looks at it like there's nothing there, and then looks at Izuku saying, "Did you?" And Izuku says, "Yep, here you go, Mr. All Might." Pretty much Izuku trying so hard to like keep his composure, like every bit of strength he has with him. With All Might saying, "Well, damn kid, you're pretty fast. What's your quirk?" Pretty much Izuku saying, "Sonic speed. It's just I'm really fast." And it takes a lot of energy out of me, but it's really fun running, you know. With All Might saying, "Yeah, it's almost like you're an athlete." Pretty much All Might saying that. With Izuku saying, "Yeah, pretty much, but faster, and I can pretty much run for a long time." With All Might saying, "Well, I can see you as a great hero, young man." With Izuku saying, "Thanks." Pretty much Izuku, of course, trying to keep his composure. With Izuku saying, "Do you want me to help you take that to the police?" With All Might saying, "You don't have to. I can take it on my own." With Izuku saying, "Okay, if you say so." Pretty much All Might jumping away, and pretty much, and of course with the sludge villain, with Izuku just looking at his notebook, seeing that he got All Might's signature, and pretty much, Izuku just doesn't run, mostly because he wants to admire the signature that All Might gave him. And for All Might, pretty much, I would just say that the Sludge Villain pretty much fell out of his pants, mostly because of the pressure and speed. Like, unlike Izuku, he can, like, hold the bottle, which won't, like, fly off or anything, because he's holding onto it tightly. But those pants won't be able to handle that pressure. Like, come on, man, really? So pretty much the same thing as canon for Bakugo, that pretty much the same thing as canon happens for the Sludge Villain, which there's an explosion that happens. And we see Izuku hearing that explosion, so he got intrigued, so he just kind of like, let's say jogged toward there, not like super speed run. Pretty much he goes to people saying, "Excuse me, sorry, what's happening?" With pretty much one of the civilians saying, "The heroes can't save that kid because they don't have a quirk for the situation." And someone else saying, "If the heroes don't help him, he might die. And they're holding him hostage." And pretty much Izuku just confused. He looks at the slime villain. Pretty much looks over the shoulder of one of the civilians. He sees the slime, but he doesn't see Bakugo yet. So pretty much he looks a bit over. He turns. Let's say he goes on his tippy toes, and sees Bakugo, which shocks Izuku. And then Bakugo gave him the same stare. With Izuku not thinking, he goes extremely fast and runs, pretty much catching the slime villain off guard. Which there's like a little bit of a you know how sometimes you aren't fast enough to react and like you can't feel, like, you know what I mean? Oh, you know what I'm trying to say though, right? So pretty much Izuku went so fast that the slime villain didn't even notice that Bakugo was gone. It took him a little longer, and even Bakugo was confused of what happened. Pretty much when Izuku was so fast and pretty much ripped Bakugo off, he pretty much was behind the sludge villain, with Bakugo, like, with Izuku holding Bakugo's arm. With Bakugo extremely shocked. 1 second he was pretty much trapped in the slime villain. The next, instantly, when he just blinks, he was out of the slime villain out of nowhere. And then when he turns to his left, he sees Izuku right there holding his arm. And then he just instantly kind of vomited out the slime, of course, which the slime villain thought it was just someone else, but then when he noticed Bakugo was gone, he was confused and angry. And then he looked around, and the other heroes were shocked of what happened. Instantly, the slime villain he looked behind him, and he saw the same blue-haired kid, which he remembered that actually was super fast, but he didn't know he was this fast. And when All Might saw this, he was shocked. He didn't know someone was that fast, faster than the naked eye. Instantly, the slime villain kept on trying to attack Izuku, with Izuku pretty much running, jumping around the place, pretty much holding on to Izuku with Bakugo's arm, with Bakugo pretty much holding on to himself, trying not to vomit, pretty much. Instantly, when Izuku stopped, it was in front of the villains. Sorry, in front of the heroes, and pretty much stopped and pretty much stopped there and let Bakugo get some air, which he did vomit. He did vomit, yes. With Izuku saying, sorry, Bakugo." With the heroes just shocked, with Izuku saying, "What? Aren't you gonna go get the villain?" Pretty much, the heroes were shocked and then brought back to what happened. With the slime villain was about to attack them, instantly All Might goes in and attacks the slime villain, same as Canon, pretty much changing the weather. So um, pretty much in the background, Bakugo is vomiting his guts out because of the amount of speed he was not able to handle and everything. Like, you know what I mean? So pretty much, um, the same thing as Canon happens, where the Sludge villain got destroyed and he went everywhere. With the pro heroes pretty much like telling Izuku that pretty much, like telling him not to do that again, but also praising him for his quirk and also for Bakugo. And pretty much the media was going up to um, All Might and Izuku, which Izuku did not like the limelight too much. He just said that I'm gonna go. I'm late to go home. It's about to be dinner, so bye. Instantly, he just jumped extremely high, thanks to that because of the help of Tails' shoe, the shoes that Tails made for him. Well, it looks like regular shoes, but remember, Tails is really good at hiding things in plain sight. So, yeah. So pretty much, everyone was so shocked of how high Izuku can jump, and pretty much Izuku was able to jump towards the wall and wall jumping up. Pretty much, everyone was shocked and pretty much, of course, recording him with Izuku with his goggles, pretty much making it up, and All Might looking up and seeing Izuku just wall jumping and then making it to the roof. Some of the guys saying, "Wait, does he know how to do parkour?" Which, of course, let's say Izuku does. Pretty much, All Might was shocked that someone was able to do this, and pretty much Izuku just went out again on a running stance, and instantly everyone else hears a giant boom, which is of course Izuku going extremely fast. Izuku just pretty much changed his clothes quickly because he doesn't want to be recognized, and also he doesn't want to ruin his school uniform. So quickly he pretty much you know went running home quickly, pretty much. And pretty much before he got there, he just decided to walk the rest of the way home since it was pretty close. And pretty much of course, same thing as kind of happens for Bakugo. Well, Bakugo, it took a little bit. It took he pretty much Bakugo the same as Kennen, but we see Bakugo that was a bit weak, pretty much just weak, mostly because of the run, and also extremely sweaty for what happened. And he says, "You, Deku, didn't have to do that. Damn it! I had the villain right where I want him." Pretty much, each time when Bakugo, each time he wanted to vomit for some reason, mostly because he wasn't able to handle speed, and him just keeps running and running, it makes it worse for him. With Izuku saying, "I don't think you should talk right now, Bakugo, because no, a lot of people can't handle my speed. So I think you should not do too many actions for now. Just wait it out, you know." With Bakugo saying, "You don't need to, I don't have to listen to you, whatever you say, nerd." And pretty much just doing a lot of movements and stuff. With instantly just another, like him feeling like to vomit again. With him just saying, thinking in his mind saying, "Maybe I should listen to him for once." Pretty much him about to vomit. With Izuku just putting down his bag and just getting something out of it. And he just says, "Here," giving him a bottle of water. With Bakugo saying, "What's that for?" With Izuku saying, "Well, it looks like it looks right now that you're a bit weak, mostly because of the speed, but mostly because you puked out your lunch. So this should help a bit." With Bakugo just getting a bit angry, saying, "Weak? You think I'm weak?" With Izuku saying, "No, no, no, that's not what I meant." with Bakugo being Bakugo and just leaves saying, I never, screw you, Deku, I didn't need your help. Pretty much, of course, stomping off with, of course, drinking the water. So, yeah. And then Izuku just sighs and says, Bakugo, when will he learn that that pride of his will be the death of him someday? Pretty much, All Might, and the same thing as canon happens for Izuku when it's All Might. With pretty much All Might doing the same thing, and Izuku, of course, freaking out because this actually caught him off guard because of Small Might also, with Izuku just kind of, first kind of about to say the same thing as saying, you're not All Might, but then instantly just saying, what happened? Pretty much just thinking about it, and then just saying, are you actually All Might? Pretty much in a calm demeanor. Which surprised All Might a bit, but saying, wait, you're not. It looks like your reaction was more different than I thought it would be. With Izuku saying, what do you mean? Pretty much the same thing as canon about the freak out from like anime about him seeing Small Might and stuff for the first time. With pretty much the same thing as canon about All Might explaining that he wants a successor, and he pretty much saw the heroics of what Izuku did, and kind of made him feel, pretty much inspired him, and the same thing as canon. With pretty much Izuku, and also of course being explained about what One for All is and how it began, pretty much how it was like passed down from like quirk user to quirk user, and pretty much Izuku is saying, wait, are you sure you should be telling me this? With, of course, All Might saying, I feel, I am telling you this because I need to ask you a question. With Izuku saying, sure, go ahead. With All Might saying, will you be my successor of, pretty much for One for All? With Izuku saying, me? Why me? Pretty much giving him the same explanations that all heroes move without thinking. And that is one of the reasons why he thinks is good, and also because of his speed quirk, because the quirk has a stockpile quirk, which can actually help him with his strength, and pretty much everything else. With pretty much of course, Izuku saying was actually mostly is thinking about it, saying, asking All Might if he can get some time because he should think about it because it's kind of a big deal and everything. It's with All Might saying I understand, and All Might says if you ever change your mind, here, giving All Might's phone number, saying let me know if you change your mind anytime. With Izuku saying, thank you, All Might. I will think about it very carefully. Pretty much bowing and saying, and looks at the watch and pretty much turns it to the left twice. And he sees the time and says, crap, I'm gonna be late. Again. Pretty much, Izuku just says quickly, sorry, All Might, I need to go, bye. Thank you. Have a great day. Pretty much running off quickly out to home. And he gets home. Pretty much, pretty much when Izuku gets home, instantly he sees Amy sitting down saying, Izuku, where were you? Pretty much Amy is acting like the mom of the house since Inko is not home right now because of work right now. With Izuku kind of getting scared a bit, saying, Amy, I was just a bit late, mostly because of, and instantly Amy just points at the TV, and it shows Izuku fighting, pretty much running from the Sludge villain, with Izuku saying, it's probably not me, it's probably Sonic. Instantly when Izuku says that, and then it's like a little thing I got from like a funny comic that I saw on YouTube, which when Sonic turns the chair around, and just says, want to say that again? You don't want to try that again? With Izuku kind of sweating bullets here, and pretty much just says, please, I had a good reason. with pretty much Amy saying, "Good reason? It better be." With Izuku saying, quickly saying, "I was saving a person. I was saving a classmate's life." With Amy just from like like the red eyes like from anger, pretty much just instantly going back to normal, saying, "Oh, so you were trying to save a classmate?" Instantly, Izuku just shakes and says, "Yeah, yeah, I was. Don't worry about it. I didn't use it for personal gain. I promise." With Amy says, "You better have not." Instantly, Sonic just looks at Izuku, with Izuku just looking at Sonic, saying, "Why did you have to do that?" With Sonic saying, "Well, you couldn't lie your way around even if you tried, because besides, it would have made it worse, and maybe would have hit you with a hammer at least once after that explanation, before that explanation." With Izuku just kind of sweating bullets, saying, "Yeah, I can see that." Pretty much. And then Izuku looks at the bracelet, which Sonic sees, says, "Why are you staring at it?" With Izuku saying, "I don't know, it just feels weird, you know? I don't know how to say it, but something feels weird. So I'm gonna go to Tails, okay? I'm gonna go to the lab." With Sonic saying, "Okay, have fun." Pretty much, Sonic just changes the channels from the TV, just watching movies, and sometimes Sonic just takes care of the house in a way. So pretty much, everything's normal in the house. And they go to the lab with Izuku just taking, moving up a. How do you remember? And you guys remember that they have a regular house and also like a backyard with a shed, and that's where the pretty much Sonic and friends live. Well, under it because Tails made a lab there. So pretty much, Izuku moves a little bit of wood off of there, and then just puts a passcode, and then no, sorry, not a passcode. Puts his hand on the little scanner, and it says his name, Izuku Midoriya. Welcome. Pretty much, there's like an elevator going down. The pretty much the floor goes down, and yeah, the lab is there. And then Tails notices and then says, "Oh, hey, Midoriya, Izuku, what are you doing here?" With Izuku's just saying, I don't know. I just wanted to check about with the power ring. I don't know, but something feels off, and instantly when he barely finishes the sentence. You know how in anime there's like this powerful thud that happens when the main character, like in his heart. It's kind of like that. Instantly, when Izuku just falls down to his knees, feeling a bit of pain. Instantly, Tails says, "Izuku, are you okay?" With Izuku says, "I don't know. Something's happening." Instantly, the same thing as canon for same thing happened to Izuku about the big thud in his heart, and for the second time, with Izuku just yelling out saying, "Ah!" With Tails saying, "Izuku, what's wrong?" And with Izuku saying, "I don't know." And no, it's not the speed that's like it's something else. I'm gonna tell you right now. So pretty much Izuku just and pretty much something happens to Izuku where thunder starts happening. He starts going around Japan, which is pretty much a big storm. And then lightning struck on the shack, which goes through everything and goes through the machine. With instantly, Tails is confused because everything is like shutting off and on, like the lights are going off and off. With Knuckles and Amy also confused, with also Sonic that is in the living room. Instantly, it shocks Izuku with the lightning, with Izuku yelling out saying, "Ah!" And I was thinking, like, before you guys asked, I was thinking of, like how Shadow has little power rings as bracelets, and also like Amy. I was thinking of Izuku having that also, not just for like stabilizing his power. It's mostly like for him to not like, like how to like control it more like that. It's because he's gaining too much speed, and something bad might happen to him. So he has to learn how to control it and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking. So pretty much, Amy says, "Tails, what's happening?" With him saying, "I don't know. It just happened randomly." Pretty much Izuku just yells out saying, "What's happening to me?" Pretty much yelling out. With Tails completely shocked, just looks around, and the only thing he can do is press a button, which kind of like a little cat. You know, like the little cages in of the Flash. It's kind of like for speed, for like it's kind of like for Izuku to be able to for him to be able to calm down after the little cage. Tails puts down the cage on Izuku. Everything else stops. Everything goes back to normal for some reason. With Amy saying, "Is Izuku okay?" With Tails saying, "I don't know." Pretty much Izuku knocked out on the floor. Then a few hours, let's say like a few hours later, Tails was pretty much doing something in his workbench, with pretty much Knuckles just reading the newspaper about like weird storm appearing out of nowhere. With Knuckles saying, "You think the storm had something to do with Izuku?" With Tails saying, "Probably. Who knows? I don't know what happened. This never happened before." With Knuckles saying, "Weird things are getting weirder and weirder, huh?" And pretty much Izuku just wakes up saying, "Oh, my head. What happened?" Pretty much Knuckles just says, "Oh, look. Guess who decided to wake up?" With Tails looking back and says, "Izuku!" And starts running towards him. And he says, "Are you okay?" With Izuku saying, "Yeah, what happened?" With Tails saying, "I don't know, but you got struck by lightning, but something weird happened." Sonic saying, "What happened?" With Tails saying, "For some reason, after you got struck by the lightning, you got faster for some reason." With Izuku saying, "What?" With Tails saying, "Yeah, you actually got faster. I don't know how, but it looks like maybe the lightning got attracted to you somehow, and combined with your speed and also the lightning that you got gained from Sonic." With pretty much Knuckles just bumping him in the shoulder, saying, "It's not time for that. Why don't you give him what you were trying to create right now?" With Tails saying, "Oh yeah, that's correct." Pretty much runs to the bench, and then pretty much Tails tells him, "Can you reach your arm out for a bit?" With Izuku looking over saying, "How can I if I'm literally in a cell?" With pretty much Tails just pressing a button, with Izuku saying, "Oh yeah, right." With pretty much he's pretty much Izuku reaching out both of his arms, which Tails just puts on two bracelets, well, golden bracelets. With Izuku saying, "What are these?" With Tails saying, "These are kind of to like dampen down your speed a bit. Not to like affect it too much, but enough so you won't be a danger to yourself, you know?" With Izuku thinking about it, saying, "Yeah, it could be bad. With bad if I go too fast, and bad things can happen. Yikes." With Tails saying, "Oh, and I upgraded your goggles too." With Izuku saying, Really?" With Tails saying, "Since I don't know how fast you are now, I was thinking maybe upgrading a bit more than a few miles per hour, maybe? Or second, I should say." With Izuku saying, "Thanks." "Thanks, Tails." And Tails says, "Also the bracelets have the same feature, but instead of just turning it like Sonic's, it's actually kind of like a button. You just have to press this, pretty much, Tails just tapping the bracelet, pretty much tapping the bracelet, and just says, it's kind of like an iPhone, you know, like, you can switch icons like that, and then you can call, there's GPS, there's music, you can listen to music, and you can, pretty much watch videos, all that stuff, like the internet, as a regular phone." With Izuku just looking at him saying, "You really have outdone yourself." With Tails saying, "Thanks." With Izuku looking at it and saying out loud, saying, "Do you think you can fit a suit in one of them?" With Tails saying, "Probably." With Izuku saying, "Wait, was I talking out loud?" With Tails saying, and just chuckling, saying, "Yeah, you were. But for your question, I think I can. But it's gonna take a bit, and you need to learn how to control your speed. Because I think you're gonna need to learn how to control it, or bad things can happen to you." With Izuku shaking his head, saying, "Yeah, First, I'll learn how to control my speed. Then I'll ask for the suit if I can when I get into UA." Pretty much. And of course, before you guys ask, saying, "What about the speech of Bakugo?" Pretty much, Bakugo doesn't talk crap of anyone because Izuku can pretty much beat him up. Of course, just everyone just thinking that Izuku can get into UA because of his speed quirk. So yeah. But I digress, and let's continue for where we are on right now. Pretty much, Izuku actually is still in the shack, but this time alone with Tails. And he asked Tails, with Tails saying, yeah. Well, pretty much Tails also working on his little side project. With Izuku saying, Tails, with Tails question asking, of course, answering saying, "What's up, Izuku?" With Izuku just asking saying, I don't know how to say this, but pretty much explains to him that someone wants him to be his successor and he wants to pass down a quirk to him, which kind of stopped Tails in his tracks from working on his thing. Sorry, say what now? Pretty much a little explosion happens in his little project with Tails going back to him saying, "Ah, crap. Sorry." And he says, "Sorry, can you explain that again?" With Izuku just saying, "You heard me right. The person wants me to be the successor, but I don't know if I'm up for, if I'm actually good enough to be the successor for the person passing down the quirk, With pretty much Tails understanding, saying, I understand. You don't know if you're gonna be able to be able to meet their expectations. You're scared of that, aren't you?" With Yuzuku shaking his head, saying, "Yeah, I don't know if I should accept her or not." With Tails just saying, "Well, I'm not gonna tell you what you should or shouldn't do. That's your life, Yuzuku. I just give you advice and hope you do the right thing. You always do. Besides, you're a hero at heart. You always have the right intention for everyone else. And you always put others before yourself, which is one of the really good characteristics of yourself, which everyone admires. You being brave." Sometimes I wish I was like you. I never told you this, but I'm kind of a bit jealous. With these saying, "What? Why?" With Tail saying, "You are, I bet, because you're selfless. You care for others, even if you sometimes don't know them, or even if some of them treat you bad. Because Izuku did technically save his bully." And pretty much, Tails says, "And you put aside your emotions to help others, even if they did bad things. And I bet even if there was a villain that was in trouble, you would even save him, or her, which makes you incredible. You save others, no matter what background they have. You try to save lives." For me, I easily get emotional sometimes. And I let backgrounds just sit there. Pretty much, Tails stops working on it and just stares at it with him saying, "I'm jealous of you because I'm sometimes not that brave either. I have my moments of doubt. But with you, when I see you sometimes, like for example, when you were saving your bully, I remember you telling us that you didn't even think it just happened. That's one of the best aspects of you, Izuku. That's why I think you're cool." With Izuku saying, I guess, but I'm pretty much jealous of you, Tails. And Tails like, with what? With you just looking at him saying, really? You don't know? You're one of the smartest geniuses from anywhere I know. You're the smartest fox, or from this or any other dimension that I've known. So, having your intelligence is it's making me jealous, really. And also, how every, like, invention you make works out. I'm so lucky. Like, you're so lucky, you know? With Tails saying, well, when I'm working on them, they don't instantly, when Tails does that, there's a bit of a big explosion that happens, and it kind of covers, he's kind of tried it up. With Tails just coughing off smoke saying, that happens when it doesn't, that happens when I'm working on it. With Izuku just laughing, saying, pretty much just tearing up. With Izuku saying, thanks, you cheered me up there, but seriously, I don't know what to do. With Tails just telling him, saying, just, just don't think of what others might think of you. Think of what you want to do. Just follow your heart. But you should know what think is right. With pretty much Izuku saying, thanks for the advice. Pretty much pats on his shoulder, and pretty much Izuku says, good luck with your project. Pretty much tells us thanks. Instantly when Izuku finished, like, pretty much pats him in the back. Instantly, and also when Izuku leaves the room, there was a big explosion and a bit of a smoke on it when Izuku was leaving. And Izuku was just laughing and tearing up. With Izuku saying, I don't know how that can be sometimes hilarious for me. Pretty much just walks up and goes to the elevator, goes to his room. And then goes to through his pocket and just sees the number for All Might. And just thinks, should I be the successor for One for All? I don't know. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for this What If, for part 2 of What If Izuku had the abilities of Sonic the Hedgehog. So pretty much, I wanted to tell you guys, ask you guys, if Izuku should have pretty much the, all pretty much One for All. Should he have it or should he not have it? Put it in the comments to let me know. And also, wherever you guys are, have a good evening, have a good night, have a good morning, wherever you are, or have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye.